there? How is it going? It's Saturday all day. We ain't gonna hold you long, but I am too excited to have this special guest here, my sister. And so people are like, is that really her sister? Yeah, this is my sister, because I know I would call people sis and all that. No, she is sister. We grew up in the house together. She's sister. Mama, daddy, we sister. Okay. This is my sister, Le'Kishja Mabry. So excited to call her, aka Kiki, is in the building. So first off, want to do a quick introduction. I actually like my guests now to introduce themselves. I think that you can talk about yourself a little bit better than I can. So please introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, I am Le'Kishja, as you said, aka Kiki, and I think that's what most people know me by anyway. Yep, I am the oldest of three, and yes, we are sisters. I am a 5.5 year breast cancer survivor. I am currently a small business loan closer for First National Bank of Pennsylvania. My office is located uh, uptown Charlotte. I have been there for going on 6 years, 5.5 years. So this November will be 6 years. And in my cancer fight, I found that a lot of times because I continued to work during my treatments, I wasn't able to get any type of financial support. So I founded my own nonprofit, Heart and Soul, to support and help assist financially with, at the time I was living in Rowan County. So it was Salisbury, Rowan County, working cancer patients. And that's about it.
Yeah, I was typing this up when she mentioned her business, and it's the heartandsoul.org is her website. And let's just back up. Let's rewind a whole lot, because she said a lot, which is good. So first off, she's a 5.5 year. Is that what I heard? Or 5 year, 5.5 year breast cancer survivor. And let me tell you something. She was the one going through it, but as her family members and those that's close to her and her friends, we went through it with her, right? And I always told her, and I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. Woo, get it together. But what I told her was, you're gonna beat this. Okay. I didn't mean to, Kiki. I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was gonna happen. But I told her, and I think she will remember this. Like, I wasn't even I was, because it's that human side of us, was concerned. But it was like, she a fighter. She just always has been. There are some people who just don't settle, and she's one of those people. And so I already knew she was gonna fight it. So it was like, we giving you a celebration just as soon as you in remission. That's exactly what we did. So
Yep.
sorry, y'all. Sorry. I didn't know I was gonna start. I didn't know I was gonna do that. Um, but yeah. So that's the first thing. Two, did y'all hear that she closes small business loans? Did y'all hear that? Because I know we have some small business owners that's on here today that's gonna be able to, hey, I'm trying to get a building, I'm trying to do my thing. Hey, hit up Le'Kishja Mabry, because she is going to help you close, okay, on that small business loan. You know that we need it. And then again, that she, because of her breast cancer experience and her going through that whole process and understanding that there were not many, or to zero probably, organizations, at least that she was aware of, out there in this in the world, that did not provide financial assistance to those who were still working. Well, her bills was still going on, right? The bills didn't stop, her normal bills. And then on top of that, she started getting those cancer treatment bills, which, are overly expensive. Right. So she had to continue to do what she had to do. And so continue to work. So out of that experience that she has, God takes us through stuff. We sometimes don't understand why, or we may question, why me, or why am I going through this, or God help show me the lesson in this. And out of that, one of the things she learned was, hey, let me help somebody else. So that is her foundation, that she has, um, which is the heartandsoul.org. So please, 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 hey, hit her up, reach out. If you know somebody who's battling cancer, help support this organization, donate. 100% of the proceeds go toward, those cancer patients for their bills. And she also sells t-shirts and things like that on her website to help go toward that. So just wanted to throw that out there and give a little bit of a plug there, for my sister. So Kiki, I've been asking all my guests. I started this, collaboration over competition conversation last year, because we need to get to the root cause of why we as women, think it's better to compete with each other versus collaborate with one another, right? And let's try to get that competitive spirit out of us so that we can collaborate more. And so one of the things I've been asking my guests is, what is your theme song for the year and why?
um, well, I think mine has been for the past 5 years, Survivor,
Yeah.
Destiny's Child.
Yes.
And I think it's just because of the fight in the song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just and I don't think it's just with the breast cancer fight. I think that, just like you kind of led to, I think that fight has always been in me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just more of my theme song for me,
Yeah.
because um through it all, regardless of what it all is,
Right.
I survived.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know this personally about you. Everybody got different personalities, but like I said, she's always been a fighter. Like from day one, us coming into our lives, like I had to learn how to fight. Okay, because like, oh my God, can I just mind my own business? Nope, here she come. So I literally had to learn how to fight, when she came into my life. So, that is who she is, and so that's good as well, because again, sometimes we can have theme songs, and it is something that's going on with ourselves for that season or whatever, and then we'll switch over. But it sounds like what I'm hearing is that that's just your theme song in general, that
Yes,
tells who you are, and attests to your story. So I
yes.
love it. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. This conversation. And so if you can provide some examples of when you have been in a competitive situation, and if it's more than, one, just try to narrow it down to two.
Um, I I can't really say. It may have been competition as someone else looking at it as competition, but just in general for me and my personality,
Mm-hmm.
if I see that or pick up on something like that, for me, I just fall back,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a firm believer that what God has for me is for me. So, I mean, you can pick and fuss and fight all day long about it, but
Mm-hmm.
if it's mine, it's mine, and
That's
I'm
right.
going to get it.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear that little chills, like that stood to her? Her then stood up on my arm, because it's the truth. That's true, and it's a good way to look at it. Kiki is more like, in my opinion, like an unbothered person, right? And I don't mean that things don't bother her, because again, we're human,
Right, right,
but she tends, like she just said, like she's not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it with you, right?
right,
You go ahead and you waste your energy over here doing what you have to do, because I'm gonna stay over here in my lane. Because just
right,
like she said, and that's so true, that we all need to understand, no one can take from you what God has for you. No one. I don't care who it is, how much they try, and also be mindful of playing with, or I don't want to say playing, but messing with God's people.
right, right.
Please be mindful of that. And also understand, like, another thing I think that we have in common, I don't even know if we even talked about, but our discernment is very strong. I may
Yeah,
not say a
yeah.
word to you, but
Exactly.
trust me, if you putting it out, I've caught it.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
watching. I might not
I
say a
see
word.
you, and I may not say one thing, but I see you. Okay.
Exactly.
And I may act a little different because I can't hide my emotions as much as like
Yep.
a Kiki can. So I may like, well, let me just go ahead and shut down because I already see that this person is not for me. I'm not saying it's a good thing, right? It's just what I choose to do. So yeah, somebody put on here totally unbothered. And so for my Facebook users out here who's put in the comments, because we don't see who you are, if you can put your name like beside the comments so Kiki knows who is who has her back. Because she is totally unbothered. Now that is the truth. So that's good. So you gave a little bit about how you overcome it because you was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna bother with it, because what God has for me is for me. But what could you kind of, or have you ever experienced something that you had to overcome it? And if so, what did you do to overcome that feeling of competition?
um, Kind of sort of just let it play out here again. Just let it play out. I A lot of times for me, I'm a internal person. So, with that comes a lot of internal dealing. So, I can get to a place to where, and things like that, when they do come up, I'm human, normal.
Yeah.
So, I may go through that period to where I'm just like, I might not sleep. I toss and turn, that kind of thing. Because it does bother you.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're the type of just laid back, I keep to myself. So when something comes up like that, or any type of a competition, or you feel stuff like that, I kind of just try and deal with it. And sometimes I'm like, okay, well, what did I do? What did I
Yeah.
do wrong?
Right.
Or what do I need to do to fix it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go into that space also.
Hmm.
But then, I'm just like, okay, well, then I just finally get to a point. So I'm like, sure, okay, I'm gonna pray about it and I'm gonna let it go because I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm sorry, y'all had to wipe my nose cause I was crying earlier when I was talking to Keisha. Okay. Oh, Kiki, wait a minute, because I call her Keisha. I told her I wasn't gonna do that, and I did it anyway. So anyway, I think it's all just kind of like settling in. It's like, wait a minute, you gotta come out somewhere. So sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think because like you said, because you are an internal person, which is an introvert. You're an introverted person.
Yes.
But you also have that personality that when you're out and about and you're with your friends, you also know how to turn up and have a good time,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. But overall, you're a lot like Destiny, my daughter. We have this
Yep.
joke amongst us that Destiny should be
That's
Kiki's
mine.
child because I'm trying to tell, ooh, Destiny's child, did you hear that? Because when I tell you that she is so much like Kiki, it is crazy to me. Like she
Yep.
really just I don't feel like being bothered. I do think the difference is that, and she does get peopled out. We was talking about that the other day, Kiki, like I'm peopled out. Okay.
Right.
Can't do people. That's Destiny and Kiki. Like I'm okay, I didn't had enough. But I think that's what happens because you are that type of person and you're not bothering anyone when something like that happens to you and
Hmm.
someone puts you in a competitive, because let's be clear, when I talk about collaboration over competition and I ask these questions, this doesn't mean that you were in competition with someone could have put you in a situation
Right. Right.
to put you in a competitive situation, right, to make you feel some kind of way like why is this happening, right? So because you're that person, it's going to bother you because you're internalizing
Right.
what's
Right.
happening. And so that's why you're tossing and turning. That's why you're bothered by it. That's why you're asking yourself all these questions. And I don't know if that's a good or bad way to handle it, because we're all different and I can't speak to that. But what I do know is that what we should do is process our feelings, get through
Yeah.
it, and come out, right? And it sounds like you usually come out of it unbothered because you know what? I didn't process this. I know I didn't do anything to this person. I know I didn't mean any harm or whatever it is. And then that way you can kind of get over it. And
Yeah.
you probably got them over here on the left side of, sorry, you to move them over here to the right side of your book.
Right.
And when they get to third strike, you're like, okay, I'm done. I
Right.
know that's what I do.
Yep.
So, what
Yep.
inspires you as a woman?
Just life in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coming through cancer,
Mm-hmm.
you see things differently.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, but prior to, it may have, I mean, I think I maybe had looked at things differently. But after that, just being given a second chance,
Mm-hmm.
being given another chance to get things right,
Yes.
to just be able to go, and do. I mean,
Yeah.
and that just life in general just
Mm-hmm.
inspires me.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, there's been a lot going on um, over the past couple years with COVID. I've lost a lot of people, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of close friends. Things that
Family.
you right that you
Mm-hmm.
people. I mean, and we all know that's something everybody's gonna have to face, but it's just like you really never think about it,
Yeah.
and then you do. I mean, it happens, and then you just there's just certain. It's just a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
just life in general, just waking up every day,
Yeah.
just being given a chance to wake up, being
Yeah.
allowed to wake up and do it
Mm-hmm.
again.
Yeah, yeah, and that is so true. COVID just changed so many lives. It
Yes.
really did, and the good and the bad came with
Mhm.
COVID. The bad, were of course those that we lost or those that we watched suffer or have long term COVID or long COVID or however they call it.
Right.
And then the good in that it forced us to sit down and reflect
Yes.
on what it is that's important to us in our lives. And part of that were the deaths of our, friends and family that we saw happening around us.
Yeah.
But I love that you say what inspires you as a woman is life, is that second chance. And that is so true. And I can see it. I see it in you. Actually, so her mom is Linda. That's her mama. She's second mom. Everybody know that second mom. Okay. So second mom and I were just literally having this conversation when I was in Lexington last weekend. That we she we're just proud, and I'm gonna do it again. Jesus, help me, Lord, today. Help me through it. Help me through it, Lord. Proud of you, and it is because. And I told her, I literally said this. I said, whenever you go through a life or death situation, your thoughts change.
Yep.
They,
Yep.
they just the way you think, the way you do things, it just changes. No, I don't have firsthand experience, but I watched you, and it's just kind of common knowledge, right? Most people, when you've
Right.
gone through something like that, because you feel like you've been given a second chance, and you appreciate
Yep.
life much better than maybe someone who hasn't went through a
Yep.
life or death situation. So, um, you're doing your thing, and we just love it. We just love watching it. We were having a good positive conversation about you. And she brought it up, and then of course you come over and you show me the pictures of everything she just told me, like, oh, they did this, she did that. And so you come over and you show me the pictures, and so yeah, it's beautiful to watch. I love it. um how do you collaborate with other women?
um, I think I just more it just starts as a general conversation.
Mm, yeah.
Starting out, yeah, I think it's just more of a general conversation, throwing some ideas out there,
Mhm.
and then just start working your way through it. I think it helps. And I just thinking off of my circle of friends, the
Mhm.
closest people to me.
Yeah.
I have different people that are good at different stuff.
Yeah.
Like, take for example, you,
Mhm.
the decorating, the mindset, the um social media, the your background in being able to create the websites, which
Mhm.
of course check mine out because
Check
she
it
did
out, check it
it.
out, check it out.
But you have that side of you.
Mhm.
One of my friends, Keisha, is
Mhm.
amazing with planning. We pick at her,
Mhm.
but
That's her
on
thing.
our trips,
Yeah.
oh, and then and it's funny, we laugh at her about it, but if we go somewhere and she don't have that schedule together, we're like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? Where is our schedule?
That's right. That's right.
So, and then I look at Tiffany.
Mm,
She's our go getter. I mean, when
yeah,
we've gone um, trips and things like that,
yeah.
we are gonna get a goodie box. And I mean,
Oh,
it's
wow.
just that's just we got T-shirts. That's just
Mm,
so you just kind of somebody said, yeah, you've mastered playing to your circle's strength. Exactly.
yes,
Yes. So
yes.
yeah, that I mean, I think that's key.
I didn't see that come over.
Yep, I think that's key.
Oh, wow. I would have put it up there. I don't know why I don't see that chat. Maybe they didn't stop coming through. Yes, that is key. To have, oh, I'm so sorry if I cut you off. Did you have more to say?
No, you're good.
That is so true. Knowing your circle,
Hmm.
right? Number one, and which strengths, or what strengths each member of your circle have, and plan to those. I can 1,000,000% relate to Keisha. Me and her got to have a conversation because I didn't even know this about her
Girl,
when it
here.
comes to planning. Because Keisha, I don't know if you're watching, but my friends do me the exact same way, like clowning me, like, oh Lord, we gotta be here on time because I ain't gonna, because I got it planned from A to Z, and
Yep.
like, and the time, like, this was what we doing, and if it don't
Yep.
happen in this time, like, oh Lord, I'm just kind of like, oh Lord, it didn't go the way I wanted it to. But yeah, having that planner, having the giver, which sounds like that's Tiffany, right, where she just has
Yep.
that giving spirit and that giving heart, and she wants to make sure everybody has what they need, so she's more like the nurturer probably of the group.
Yep.
And then just understanding again the individuals in your group, how can we collaborate best together, to do whatever it is that we're going to do. Do you ever collaborate outside of your circle? So if it's something, church functions, if it's work
Yeah.
related, if it's
Yeah.
your nonprofit, and so give us some examples of that.
It starts with, to me, I think everything starts with just the conversations, just throwing it out there to
Mhm.
see where you can go, and then just putting it together from there. And
Yeah.
working with the strengths in even
Mhm.
in those type groups at work,
Yeah.
at church. You just
Mhm.
draw toward those strengths. You put your plan to you throw that stuff out there, then you start to organize it, and then you pull off of the strengths. Okay, well, this person is clerical. Okay, well, this
Mhm.
is your part. This person can make amazing programs. That's your
Yeah.
part. So I still think it's just a part of playing off of the circle's strengths,
Yeah.
whatever circle that is.
Right, right. And a good leader always surrounds themselves with those skills, right? Like if I'm weak at something,
Mhm.
I'm gonna recognize who's strong in it in my group.
Right,
And that's what I'm gonna ask them, hey, can you help me
right.
do XYZ?
Hmm.
Right. And so I think that's just a good leadership quality too, that most people should have if they don't. So yeah, thanks for that. And so what advice would you give a woman who, and let's just do like a twofold. This is a woman who puts herself into competitive situations, or a woman who has been put into a competitive situation. What advice would you give these women, to either turn it into something collaborative or something positive?
Um, Take a minute, breathe,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
relax. There's a great big world out there, and there's enough room for everybody in it.
Yes, yes, and yes. Say it again for the people in the back, because I do not think that they heard you. And Lord knows.
It's a great big
Say it
world
again.
out there, and there's enough
Yeah,
room for everybody in it. There's enough room for your idea. There's enough room for my
hmm,
ideas.
that's right.
And if we can put those ideas together, hey, we can take it over.
That's right. And it does not matter that someone else is doing that.
Right,
That's the other thing. Like people
right,
think, oh, I put the patent on this. No, ma'am, because someone else had to create this. Just because you're doing it
right.
doesn't mean that you're the one who started it, which also means that I doesn't mean that I can't do it.
Correct.
Right.
Mhm.
So our personalities are different. Our following is different.
Yep.
The way we approach things are different.
Right,
But to your point, instead of turning your nose up at your sister for doing something that you're doing, how about figuring out how you two can collaborate
right.
to make it even bigger?
Yep.
I do feel that our race of people, only because I am a black woman. I can't relate to a white woman, to an Hispanic woman, right? But I see it in our race of people that
Exactly.
we don't collaborate enough. We're too busy turning our nose up at what the other one is doing,
Yep.
or who does she think she is, or I'm not going to like this, or I'm not going to buy this. Understand that you're not liking and you're not buying. God is just going to replace you with someone else who will like or
Yep.
who will buy.
Yep.
That's the difference. And I've seen a post where someone said, if you're going to be successful in business, then don't market to your family and friends, market to strangers. And that's sad,
Yeah.
but it's also some truth in that some just don't want to support you, but you have to be okay with that. I think if I haven't already made a post, I will. But, some people are just not going to support you, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that and not let that ruin your day. I think somebody just posted something that, I love the way that Kiki shines her light and celebrates you shining your light. She doesn't dim your light to shine brighter. She encourages you to glow harder. That feels like a Tiffany
I
comment.
know,
I don't
that's
know
what
who
I
that
was
was.
thinking.
I don't know if that was or not. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, whoever it is. But I agree with you 1,000,000%. She doesn't do that. She's not that person, and she's never been that person. Where she tries to dim someone else's light. If she sees that you're doing something, especially if it's someone that she's close to, in particular, she's going to celebrate you. She's going to help you or encourage you. That is the truth. So yeah, such a great comment. I love it. Um, so, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today. I think you had some great supporters to join you on today. And just again, our guest today was Le'Kishja Mabry. Tell us your handles on Facebook and Instagram, how we can follow you.
Girl.
So, I know you, Le'Kishja Mabry,
Yes.
on Facebook,
Yes. Um,
and you're Miss Low
Miss Low
Key
Key on Instagram.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. So follow, follow, follow. Like her stuff. Visit her website, theheartandsoul.org. Learn all about what her organization does, which is support those cancer patients, right, with their medical bills, with their cancer medical bills.
Mhm.
We want that to be here too, right? We know that other medical bills are happening and other bills are happening, but in particular,
Right.
your cancer treatment medical bills is what her organization helps you with. And it's only out of experience that it was laid on her heart to have this organization. If you all haven't already, please, please, and please nominate somebody for a DWAP award. Just so excited that to be announcing that. DWAP stands for Design with a Purpose, for those who do not know. And this is the first year that we're having nominations, and we're going to have awards. It's 6 categories: Woman of the Year, Woman Owned Business, Game Changer, um, Author of Influence. I'm trying to think of them all. Next Generation of Change. And I feel like I can't remember that. This is a shame because they're my awards and I can't remember because they're all over my head. But anyway, y'all, it's 6 of them. Nominate, nominate, nominate. You can go to my page, or you can go to, my website to nominate, and those nominees will be celebrated and winners will be announced at the 6th annual Design with a Purpose event this year, October 21st in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I hope all the nominees can join us. We really hope to see you there. Any thing you want to say to the people before we let them go for the day?
No, just thank you for the opportunity. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Of course, I was a little nervous, but
Well, we couldn't
I
tell. We
enjoyed
couldn't
it.
tell you was nervous. You did a good job. This was good feedback, and this is why I have different women on here, because we all have different perspectives on the topic of collaboration over competition. So, thank y'all so much who joined. If you come back and watch, please put hashtag replay in the comments. Show Le'Kishja, Kiki, Keisha, whatever you call her, Miss Low Key, because she did an amazing job on this day. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today, Kiki. I truly appreciate you. Love your life and all that great stuff. And I'm going to let everybody go. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.